Good evening, this is Lisa Fox. I am interviewing for Get Your Rock Out, and I am with Game Romans. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Dave, I do vocals.
And I'm Joshua, and I play guitar.
Perfect, so welcome to sunny Scotland.
Yeah. Actually, today was like the most sun that we've ever seen here.
Yeah, and yesterday in London the sun was out for a minute too, and
literally a minute, and that was the most sun.
Cool. Good. And you guys were saying that you played Scotland before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest venue you've played, we've just discovered?
Or
here,
definitely the biggest venue that we've headlined.
Yeah. The first time we were here was with Parkway, and we were at the O2.
Oh, so that's a wee bit big then.
Yeah.
Cool. So how's the tour been so far?
It's just starting today, technically. We flew in yesterday. The whole band got in the bus and came here from London. And Josh and I stayed in London to do some press. So me and him just flew in this morning. So it's still pretty fresh, but it'll be good because we know all the bands we put out, and they're all good bands and they're all good people. So, you know, I know it's going to be good.
So are you guys all like friendly and big hugs in the bus, or is it parties, or is it what sort of action is going on?
I don't know.
Do you think it's too early to tell?
Well, this is Dave and I's like first day. Like I put my backpack in the trunk. Like I haven't even been on the bus yet because we stayed in London yesterday, and so I don't
Apparently,
know.
though, there was a lot of drinking and hugging combined last night.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah.
And you're in Scotland tonight, so that's going to be a hell of a lot of drinking.
Oh,
it has to be.
If I can make it. I'm so, jet lagged still. I just want to sleep all day. But then, around 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm awake now. Where was this all day? I'm just getting used to the new time.
Yeah, I really think I'm going to go take a nap right after we're done.
Oh my god. So
I'm
it's hardcore
sleepy.
Napping action.
Yeah, I mean, Dave woke up at 4 this morning, and I woke up at 6 this morning.
Woke up at 4, feeling like it was 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, ready to roll.
Yeah, so we have been up for quite a bit.
So presumably that was being up and ready to roll on the bus, was it? Or did you guys fly up from London?
Yeah, we flew up from London this
morning. You flew up, so it's not too bad then.
Well, they were nice. They booked us a later morning flight and everything.
Oh my god.
Of course, though, we couldn't sleep that late.
Yeah.
Well, whatever, that's just how it goes sometimes.
So did you guys fly in from America? Is it Detroit you're from?
Yeah, we flew Detroit to London, and then Josh and I flew London here this morning.
What's Detroit like? You're actually the second band from Detroit that I've spoken to this year, and I didn't know anything about Detroit prior to speaking to them other than 8 Mile, the film, and that Gold's Pawn Stars thing that's set in Detroit. So what's Detroit like?
People kind of get a bad version of it, because there are some bad areas of the city of Detroit itself, but there are good areas, and then we also have some of the nicest suburbs in all of America, actually.
So it's not as hardcore as it looks.
No, I mean,
if you go to the certain housing districts in downtown Detroit, then
you'll die. You'll die for sure.
But I mean, we go out to eat in the city and stuff, go to sports games, go downtown to bars, and it's not bad.
Yeah, anything around there is just fine. And like I said, the suburbs are really, really nice.
Yeah, and the suburbs are among the safest cities in the U.S. So.
Gosh. So, in terms of musically, did coming from Detroit inspire you guys, or was it literally just because you were quite young when, I know you've been through a few lineup changes along the way, but you were quite young, you're still quite young, I should say. Do you think that growing up there was an inspiration, or was it a hindrance, or was it just what it was?
I think when we were a small local band, Detroit had a really good heavy music scene, I guess you could say, and there was a lot of local support to shows. And a good amount of venues to play, and that really helped out. Because, now I've been told from friends who are still in bands back home that the local scene is not good anymore,
and not that the bands aren't good, but just the fact that
a lot of venues shut down. Essentially,
okay.
There are still a lot of big venues.
Yeah.
But the venues we used to play when we were younger, that are 200-300 cap rooms, they're all gone. So there's not really a lot of places for the younger up-and-coming bands to play.
But it was awesome when we were younger because we could play all those places. But we've been to places other cities, other states that they've said that there was never a local scene, it just never existed. So we were really fortunate that we at least had one, when we were 16, 17.
And then when you left, it imploded.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too bad.
Do you think that's a sign? You've come and saw and conquered?
I think the economy just got worse
Yeah.
and people couldn't afford it. kids couldn't afford to take their parents' money to go to shows, and so therefore venues couldn't afford rent and weren't making enough money to pay bands and stay open and all that.
That's quite interesting. Yeah. Sorry, go on. I was going to say it's interesting because there's quite a lot of younger bands out there who are struggling to actually get themselves heard. But then again, the way that the world is, there's Spotify, there's the glorious internet. Do you think it's easier for bands of this generation to make it, or do you think it's harder because it's obviously less about money and more about exposure?
I would say both.
Is that too deep of a question?
No, there's more like oversaturation because like recording equipment and plugins and everything aren't very expensive. When we were trying to make our local demos, like we had like 2 friends that purchased this stuff and knew how to use it and everything, and we could have never made like our own demos, let alone our own like EP. And now smaller bands that have never even toured are making full EPs and record it themselves, and they might send it out to someone else to get mastered or something. But I guess recording equipment and usability has gone way up. So not to talk harshly about any bands that are doing it, but essentially every musician thinks I'm going to record a demo and it's going to get huge. So there's tons of them now, and it's available. So I mean, if you write good music and good stuff, then you'll get noticed. But there's also a lot of bad stuff that I guess gets noticed as well. That's just my opinion.
What would you say is a guilty pleasure of a song that you like that you shouldn't really like? Oh, a giggle.
Dave probably has more than I do.
I really like Lana Del Rey. Okay. She's so heavenly, and she makes great music too.
I guess in the spirit of being in the UK, I really like Ed Sheeran. I have his CD. I think he's good.
Yeah, Lana Del Rey is a little girly of me, I guess, but
yeah. So is Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, she's a great singer though too, and she's good looking.
So a perfect combination.
Perfect.
So talking about music and young people and music, when I looked at you guys on Spotify, the second most listened to song, I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if it's different from American Spotify, is your cover of My Love by Justin Timberlake. I just wondered what your opinion of that was, because it's quite an interesting song to cover, A, and B, do you guys think that it's something you did for fun, or was it something that you did to get heard, or what was the thinking behind that? Or were you just high?
That was quite a while ago that we did.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I was gonna say we did another cover, only a year or so back, of "Glad You Came" by The Wanted.
Yeah.
And that has been very successful. And I guess when we did My Love, we were just like, okay, let's try out this, Punk Goes Pop or whatever. It's good exposure for people that might not have listened to our band. And personally, I think Justin Timberlake's awesome. He just talent-wise, I think he has an incredible amount of talent. And so
yeah, he's not even a guilty pleasure. He's just awesome.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that song, I love that song, the original of it. So we redid it, and we got a lot of praise on it. That a lot of people said it was really awesome. And a typical thing for bands of our genre is to just take the lyrics of a pop song and then just write metal riffs over it, and then that's their cover. And so we tried to do it like the song, but just our style, and it worked out great. And we played it for a tour in the States, and then Fearless Records, that runs that whole compilation, approached us and asked us to do another one because the first one went over so well. So we did Glad You Came, and that one went over really well. We even ended up making a music video for it. So
making a mockery of their music video.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing to have a talent of covering other people's songs, I guess.
If you make them your own, which you do, so at least that's I was actually wondering about that, because do you think you would do that again if you went back and could do everything different? Would you do that still?
I'd do it exactly the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm just curious, because Metallica obviously just started off doing covers, as an example. I've just pulled out of my head, and now they don't play any of them really. They don't go back to do the garaging, and I'm not sure that they would go out and do a covers album now.
Right.
Do you think that's something that you would move away from as you mature as a band and move on to your own songwriting, or do you not take yourselves that seriously? Is the point I'm getting at.
I don't know. In terms of, I guess, professionally recorded and released songs, I think we have like 39 of them, and 2 of them are covers.
Yeah.
So I think the percentage-wise to music that we've written that are original
Yes,
pieces
sorry, I'm talking a lot about covers a lot.
to covers is pretty good. And I mean, I don't know, they're fun. I would rather write an original song than record an original song, but sometimes it's fun and it, helps you get some exposure to, I guess the really pop radio scene and maybe drag some of those kids into listening to heavier music, because obviously they don't really. So.
Well, it's an education in a way, isn't it? We came into room as educating the youth of today.
Oh, yes, one of the professors.
So you just released your album last year, is that right?
Yeah, in July.
Do you want to tell me a bit about that?
Yeah,
Is it old now to you guys?
Not old, but we went to producer John Feldman, and we made a lot of jumps like towards melody and stuff. Not that our other music wasn't melodic, but this record's way more melodic than anything we've written, and it was a gamble in a sense, and a lot of people actually really liked it, and it definitely feels good to get on stage and hearing people sing these words back at us like so loudly, and that was the whole goal of it,
To actually get people listening and loving.
Exactly. And
is that not what music's all about?
Yeah, pretty much.
I imagine people aren't in it for money so much anymore as maybe they would have been in the 60s.
Oh,
and 70s.
definitely not anymore.
Definitely not anymore.
Oh, someone's starting upstairs. I wonder if they can hear that. The recording.
Massive.
See, that's how you know. That's how you know that this is legit. Is you can actually hear Palm Reader starting right now as we're recording this in the green room.
Have you heard much about Palm Reader? Have you heard them play before?
I personally haven't. I think our bass player Andy has.
Yeah.
But I haven't. This is the first I'm hearing of Palm Reader through the ceiling right now.
I have a really awkward story about Palm Reader, but I'll have to tell you it off the record because I can't record it. So, right, we've covered the album. So tell me what you guys have got planned after this tour.
Another tour.
Yep.
Another tour.
Yeah, it's in the U.S.
And then more tours after that.
Yeah, we're
probably some more
always
after
busy.
that.
We're just always busy. I think we've been to 5 continents in the past 2 years.
Is it any wonder you look tired then?
Yeah.
Do you get to see much of the world, or is it literally just tour buses and hotel rooms and
Yeah.
stages?
We try to see as much as we can.
It's usually like, hey, you're in Paris for 2 hours, go.
Yeah, I think Dave succeeds in seeing things more than anyone else in the band.
Pretty good at it.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a good probably third of the time that they're like, hey, we're going out to explore, and I'm like, I'm sleeping on this.
We just gotta move quick. Like, I gotta know where we're going, and we have to travel super quick, go there, take a picture, jump on the tube or the metro, whatever, next stop, picture. Next stop, picture, back, venue, sound check.
Yeah.
There you go, 2 hours.
If there was no jet lag, then I would definitely go out every time Dave does, but...
We went out today a little bit, but today we've been pretty busy, actually.
Maybe there's a book in that, like a 2-hour guide to the world.
I've actually thought of doing that before.
I think there's, definitely a market for that.
Yeah.
Lots of bands, you could just hand out to lots of bands that you tour with.
Yep.
Here you go, here's my guide to
There
the
you
world.
go, that's how you do it.
So where's your favourite place to tour?
I'd say just recently we went to Australia, and it was really, really awesome because we had so many days off in between shows. And we actually got to do kind of vacation things like go to beaches, dinner. We did a dinner cruise, did some hiking. Like, we got to do actually like really fun stuff that usually we don't get to do.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Stuff that takes more than 2 hours.
And a lot of bands are actually out in Australia at the minute because there's a festival on Soundwave, I think.
Yeah, Soundwave's right now.
Yeah. Are you guys doing any festivals this summer?
We are, but I'm not gonna tell you where.
You're not allowed to tell me which ones. Any over this sort of neck of the pond?
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be over here again at some point.
But nothing we can talk about yet.
Nothing you can talk about yet. Well, there's pretty much only like 4 that you could be doing in the UK, so we can
Yeah, but
probably...
in the summer in like mainland Europe, there's
tons, yeah.
There's so many to try to pick and choose from.
Do you think your music works better on a small stage or in a festival environment?
I don't know. It's completely different, but I like both. I honestly like there are pros and cons to both, and I like doing both.
Cool. So any last parting words? Because I think I'm probably out of time. How long have I had you for? Yeah. Any last parting thoughts? What would your last think hard? I know you're tired. Make it make it the special one for the fans of your music.
Just our newest CD, Tracy Bag Rates, is out, and if you haven't listened to it, I hope you go and do that right after this interview.
Fabby, thank you very much.
Yep.